Hello there. Oh yeah, I'm not streaming. I'm recording. Hello. Tis me. Hi everyone. I just feel like it's been ages since I recorded. I recorded this morning. I'm just too used to streaming when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, but today I'm doing a recording. Because normally when I stream, my buddy joins me, but he likes this event too much. So, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do the quest, damn it. I'm here to do the quest. The Rising event. Maybe? Maybe. I guess. Determined set in your jaw. A dynamic presence. As if you're ever ready to leap into action. There is no mistake. You're an adventurer, and a dependable one at that. Tell me, you familiar with the name Louis Levier? Yarp. Of course you are. Of course you are. Forgive my suddenness. I am no. A budding writer. I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, wish to cover his movements leading up to the calamity, and to that end I've requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see, so there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with him. Well, my request has thankfully been accepted. Just one problem. Don't have much experience in conducting interviews. I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity as an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And if you're amenable, afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, it was earned to credit you as a collaborator, so please, would you help me with my biography? That the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations. Surely sure. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone, east of the Thanalan, a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Yeah, there you go. Hello there! There you are. To explain why we're here. Oh, I haven't even asked your name. It's supposed to credit if I don't know that much. Dermatadina. Dermatadina? The Dermatadina, champion of Eorzea. Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you help me, everything will surely go well. Getting back to business. The interview I arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. Hello, Exeon. Jeez. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. He wishes to toot. Come from a small village near Cardinal Flats. It was burned down in a calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. Hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from Dalamud, you unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of yours. Maybe I should not be doing this as a summoner whose biggest form of damage is summoning an avatar of the dread primal. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spared little thought. Oh, excuse me. But when you've lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louis. We're learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation. I hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, preparation for the interview. Let's review what's known about our subject. He was a boy. Difficult to define exactly what the Seventh Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Let me try that one again. It's difficult to define exactly when the Seventh Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. It was the year 1562 of the Sixth Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louisoix founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Get the Bull of Alamigo on the side. That's Nofika. That's literally just the goddess Nofika right there. And some pirates. Yar! Archipels. Through its members, the Archons of Charlene, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the three city-states, the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now if it was not for their efforts. In the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louisoix himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret, and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interviews. The man we're due to meet is a contact of the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louisoix's assistance for a mission. Meeting place is Highbridge, to the northeast. More or less now. Let's make our way there. Stompy, stompy, stomp, stomp, stomp. Where do you want me to go? It's weird being able to pause between scenes. You're the ones who seek an interview? I must say, wasn't expected to see the champion of Eorzea. No, I need to know. The writer who made the request, and Dermot has kindly accompanied me for the interview. Can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to humour me. Come now, no need for thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louisoix in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Olin Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Without further ado, let us begin. My understanding you had dealings with Louisoix. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our Grand Companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louisoix first appeared. Began with the word that an elderly Elizan man had come to Gridania, who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louisoix, only that he was the leader of scholars who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louisoix had opened a way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers, Lord Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was reported that countless charred corpses lay strewn in the bowl of embers. Now, the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Neil von Darnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand, that Dalamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. That was when we realised that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So thanks to Louisoix, you became aware of the Meteor Project. Still, doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For a blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garlean defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed the details of the project, that had utilised a transmission tower to pluck Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know from this point on, someone better suited than I am. If you're interested, glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, be keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well. Send word to the address nest. Get yourself to Appalachia Falls. I'll arrange a meeting there. Go to such lengths to help us. I can't say how grateful I am. Not mention it. As I said, I hold Louis Swat in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together, and nothing would please me more than for him to be remembered. Past time I return to Ulda. Pray the coming interview bears you fruit. Fruit. Go for a tin of fruit. Lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louis Swan. Thanks, Tim. We have another promising interview. Come. Let's head to Gridania, where the Archon has sojourned. Running as fast as I can, pal. Come on now. This is Appalachia Falls. Conspicuous lack of creatures aside, quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we're here to meet should be along shortly. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louis Swa, and who should one of them be but the champion of the Eorzea? Well met. I am Lieutenant Cyril Fulk of the Order of the Twin Adder. No. At your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. Think nothing of it. I must say though, Lieutenant Aubrey chose a perfect spot for the subject matter. Elaborate. Louis Swa spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity, we Gridanians being somewhat reserved by nature, and first citizens kept their distance. But in time, people warmed to him. He patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually amped their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it's indolence. Louis Swa spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Chatelaine sage, and I recall myself being moved. Shortly after we had become aware of the Meteor project, the hamlet of Corymel was attacked by the primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the primal, but we were not alone. Through Louis Swa's mediation, we had support of not only our sister grand companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. Just had to check I was on mute or not there. Oh dear. Upon her defeat, however, the Primal dispersed ether and did not return to the land. Instead, it had absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamid. And when the Empire constructed a new base near Mordona, the elder Seedseer saw the need for decisive action to put forth a proposal. The formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and that they were loath to do aught that would place them at disadvantage against their rivals. The revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base, prompted a change of heart. Tower control damaged descent. If it could be destroyed, the meteor project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean alliance formed, and the Circle of Knowing had hoped, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. Dyslexia, hurry! This is very touching and important. At the same juncture, Louis was asked to join the alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity, he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So, although he was first treated with wariness, Louis earned the trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we would all have perished divided. We owe Louis a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. But for that tale, I'd recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Though a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly, and she'll be glad to regale you with her experiences. Shall I send word on your behalf? We'd be duly grateful. Very well, if you can take yourself to Maester in Command of Limsa Laminsa, she'll see she knows to expect you. With that, I shall take my leave. Pray that biography is a success. There's been more helpful than a dirt to hope. Seems Louis had quite the influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character. I'm eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Limsa Laminsa. To the Earth Castle! No. Shall we then? That's why I'm here, numbnuts. Didn't Dana ever sore for sore eyes? A sore for sight eyes, a very good point. You must be Nanaji. He at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed, penning a biography of Archon Louis, you see, which I'm interviewing people with dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I'd be glad to assist even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Fulk. And then to continue where he left off, it was shortly after the Eorzean alliance was formed, our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defences and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louis proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Garleans' attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrust them with the very fate of Eorzea. Still remember the operation as if it was yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. And when the messenger arrived, bearing word they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day, we learned that, by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It's no exaggeration to say that that victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it it wasn't all glad tidings, for though we destroyed the transmitter, Neil Van Darnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. As long as Van Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so, branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length, they located him in Kurthis, and sent the greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light. And though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain: at the battle's conclusion, Neil Van Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louis and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. And at last, clicked it too fast, sorry. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cartano, but it was necessary in order to perform the ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. And so it was the Battle of Cartano was joined, and I dare say you know how that tale continues. To everyone's shock, the elder primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury on the realm. Aye, and though I bore witness as Louis initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity, but people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louis during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him. If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise at the ritual, while I was a good distance away from the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologise. You've shared a wealth of information, and I couldn't ask for more. If you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. Look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Wonderful! Cheese for everyone! Now we have a grasp of event leading up to the calamity, and yet... Forgive me, I was deep in thought. In no small part due to your help, I've managed to learn a great deal. Still more I wish to know. I can trouble you with company a little longer. If you're willing, please let me know. Sure. You'll continue to accompany me then? Wonderful! Come, let's head to the Drowned Dimension and discuss our next move. Pee-pee-poo-poo time. Our research proceeds apace so far. We even learned things not found in literature. Tell me, based on what you've heard from the interviewees, what's your opinion of Louis? Indeed, from an Imperial invasion to rampaging primals to Neil Van Darnus' scheme, he had to contend with the toughest of problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louis for bringing their nations together in cooperation, nothing short of necessary for our survival. Knowing this, I can't help but wonder, in his capacity as a tactician, it seems like he might have done more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual, perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louis to go to Cartano? And what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do his biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. If Louis had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments, words that could provide some insights. Where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry, friends, couldn't help but overhear conversation. Just so happens I know a bloke served among Louisville's guard at Cartano. Whoa! Truly? You know someone? Sorry, clicked too fast to read it. Again, my bad. Aye, as far as I'm aware, he wasn't keeping the fact a secret. Just for good measure, though. Why'd you want to speak with him? Louisville's biography. In that case, reckon a bloke would be willing to cooperate. Orn Gwincum is his name. He's a lieutenant in the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned to adventuring, so as to be a greater help to the common folk. Maelstrom officer turned adventurer, most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped in the other day, he said he had business at the Morabbit dry docks. If you're lucky, might be still there. Understood! We're in your debt. Can't let this chassis by, Dermot. Let's take ourselves to the dry docks at once. Okie dokie. Beep boop boop time. Where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked him what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but nothing but for it. Make inquiries. Let's split up. Go find him. Sorry. Like, my brain can read it, knows what it means, but then just every now and again, the rest of it goes like, nah, you're right. Sorry, only just started helping out here, still learning customers' names. Couldn't see the person you're after. A man did come by earlier, it appeared to be an adventurer. He bought the male lily that we were currently trailing. Bird, 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 bird. I'm on a motherfucking chocobo. Look at him go. He's really fucking there. Sorry. Couldn't think of anything else. Orn, as it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is now, though. I don't see anyone else. Yep. Sneaky bastard. Looking for Orn, you see? Don't know anything about that name, I'm afraid. Did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though. Over by the mark of the spinner. He had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. I know what it might be, let's go speak to him. Did he attempt to be able to learn anything? So a man who could be Orn brought on a mailing lily and went to the mark of the spinner. Well, hey there, might be able to find him. So these wee rocks all have images of the 12 on them. Various gods and whatever. Nice chops. Begging your pardon, sir, but are you Lieutenant Orncum? Orncum. I've been lieutenant for years, but aye, that's me. What can I do you for? Realise this is sudden, but he said, but Writing Louis Swaz's biography and want to hear my account as someone who was near on hand at Garden. Must be a reason that you're here too, Warrior of Light, who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Where to begin? As you know, the battle was fought over where Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their magitek armour, the ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Louis-Soix, like me, could only watch the carnage from afar, and though our forces managed to hold out, thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed, as Dalamud hurtled towards us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten. Bahamut took wing, spewed fire all over the land. Men in magitek armour like were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realised that I'd stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. "You've done enough," Louis-Soix told us. "Now fly! Fly and save yourselves." But like my fellow guards, we wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle beside my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louis-Soix to the last. But upon seeing us standing there, not making to move, Louis-Soix smiled and spoke thus: "You would give your lives protecting something to protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for others to follow." Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louis-Soix bid. No matter what, I would survive. And so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. Struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louis-Soix. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louis-Soix's final moment. Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What was he thinking in that moment, I couldn't say, but one thing is certain: all of us are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louis-Soix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe that to be the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Dalamud. I nearly said Dalamud. The belief that Louis-Soix was not an all-powerful saviour one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for the realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls Man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls had saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. Least I can do in return is tell his story, spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? A prayer that the light of hope, which Louisa preserved, shall burn ever bright. Let me to thank you again for recounting your experiences to us. It is I who owes you thanks for giving me a chance to share Louis' words. All these years I'd avoid speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect. But it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Bye, bud. The main lilies are a symbol of safe passage, as Louis stood here in Carternal, whether if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Ulda. I'll have your reward for you at Ulda at the Hall of Flames. So basically the Warrior of Light player character was launched forward in time. Another reason why nobody could fucking remember what it looked like was some magical jiggity pokery bit. Pyong. Hello. Very well, ended up troubling you for longer than I intended, but it was a truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that faithful time. While I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I've attained a measure of closure. Louis fought simply as one of us, made the ultimate sacrifice, and that hope might endure. As I've come to realise and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louis smiled at his final moment. As he was enveloped in light, what do you imagine he held in his mind? Yep, to me personally, like, what was his last thoughts? You know, it's none of anyone's business in that sense, so I'm going to say it's pointless to speculate. I see. I appreciate the thoughts. As a pen and biography, I was certain to remember your words. Sad though it is, time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft. I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you for all your help, my friend. Couldn't have come this far without you. Bye, buddy. Mine. Jeez, I forgot to sort my inventory. Oh, look at it, it's horrid. Oh, what have I done? Oof, isn't Dermot? Always a pleasure, my friend. And how fortuitous that it should appear now, just when I'm in need of the help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying he wished to meet me in Ulda during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone. I've seen neither heard nor heard of him. I've checked all the likely places he is to be in the city, to no avail. I begin to worry. Isn't too much trouble. Can I ask you to help me find him? Surely for sure. Then you're dead. Now, my brother is a youth by size. Shut up, phone! Nagy recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired to since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know him. Perhaps you know of him, if not cross paths. Never heard the name, I'm afraid. Aye, well, too much of a coincidence, I suppose. At any rate, if he isn't in the city, there's a chance he went outside in some business. To begin with, I propose to split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you can focus in this area, I'll speak to those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let's reconvene at the entrance to the tavern. Okie dokie then. Are you rise and fall, gentlemen? You Soon. Motherfucker. Soon. Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you? Nagi, I understand he's doing some work for the Wandering Minstrel. Dare say his client can point you in the right direction. You can track the man down, that is. Afraid I don't know his whereabouts at present. Well, he is a wandering... Hold on, can I buy anything from you? I can buy things! Things and stuff! Oh, goody! Sure. Hee hee. Sort my inventory before I vomit. Hey, somebody up here. Something you need. Oh, Nagi, aye. I know this sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, though. Last saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. Quite curious when he is. Gets along with everyone well enough. Doesn't seem to like working in a team. What with talk of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Hey, where's the last jeep? There's gotta be somebody about here. There's always a reason all these people are running this way. Something I can do for you, adventurer. Business with Brand, best stated quickly. This gas, has leads to follow, and incidents to investigate for the Harbour Herald. I see. With apologies, I haven't seen this, Nagi. Matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Just early interviewed an ever-enigmatic wandering minstrel, who's got another unusual venture in the offing. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court, over in the steps of Thal. Sure, why not? Where's. Greetings, friend. By your dauntless bearing, I assume you're an adventurer. And with this minstrel will be of service. He's ginger. Nagi's sister wishes to find him. Indeed, I am interested in him with an ask. I have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of the Rising celebration, I am hosting an exhibit called the Letter Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another. And all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Now, in order to collect missives from outside of Ulda, I've dispatched the chocobo carriage. Nagi is escorting said carriage. When he contacted me on Linkpearl a while ago, he said they had emerged from the Twellswood on their way back to Ulda. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. No, I know not what is causing the delay, but it might have dropped you to look for them. I would go myself, it's out needed here at present. Truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage was meant to pass through Blackbird Station, so perhaps you could take a search there to that area. Pray nothing has befallen them. There you are. You able to earn aught of Nagi? Escorting a carriage for the minstrel, so that's the way of it. As suggested, let's take ourselves to Blackbird Station and try searching the vicinity today. Happy birthday, Amelia, apparently. How nice. My coffee decaf. Nom nom, tasty coffee. Whoa! Holy shit! What in the fuck is that armor? That's the Bismarck headpiece. Is that the Bismarck? What the fuck? That's cool as shit, bro. The big ass wings. Anyway, hi. Damn it! No sooner did I arrive, this man came running, out of breath. An adventure? Thank the 12. It's the bandits from the... They've fallen on a chocobo carriage over by the clutch. The carriage only had one guard. Was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him. It has to be Nagi. With me, what are you going to do? I'm going to throw Bahamut directly at their face. Damn it! There's no end to them! That's because they're bastard shits. have you now, you stubborn little shite! Leave my little brother alone, or 12 is my witness. You'll receive such a thrashing as you've never known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is. Oh! I mean, yeah, that was kind of my plan, but... Grr. Look out, she's got a book! That's no ordinary woman. Retreat! Are you alright? Sorry I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured, I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. Take a proper look at your wins back in the city. Seems you're an adventurer too. Thank you for your help. What's your name? Dina, I remember it. To send your foes running without even drawing your weapon. You're clearly a great adventurer. Like, honestly, if I lived in Eorzea, right, like, you can see as many of the Dark Knights pulsating with darkness, big, majestic paladins, fucking warriors with eyes red aglow. You know the ones that would freak me out the most? The ones that are walking around with a fucking book, because I know what that fucking book can do. I know that, man. And I have a delivery to make for the rising. Choose us, and back to Ulda. Let's head back as well. I mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case. Good, it teleports me. That's handy. It's just a bit positive. Welcome back, my friends. Please damn, Nag is safe and well. Rising attendants inform me they now have all the letters. With this, we proceed with the letter forest as planned. Thank you. Sorry I'm so late. You see, there were some nerds. But not for Dermot. No telling what might have become of the letters, Brennan. In the end, it was utterly useless. So that's how it happened. As Nag is kind, I want to thank you as well for coming to his aid. That being said, my boy, you are far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriage until help arrived. There's no need to belittle yourself so. Dermot didn't need to rely on anyone. No, she drove for the bandits with nary more than a stern look. Couldn't. No wonder, have you seen the size of me? It was me versus 3 Lalafels, like, 2 of them had fist weapons. They couldn't even get near me. Fair enough, the one with the bow, he was the only one that would have been dangerous, but he was the one that called the other 2 off, so... meh. Like her, I want to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be an adventurer worth the salt. Salt. Without help. Tell me, Nagi, all this time, you're working alone, even for dangerous tasks. That's right, where the adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I am to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle anything by myself. Wrong! Everybody knows you need a 4-man at least. Sake. As you believe, I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to the village and start over. Oh! What? But you were so happy when I became an adventurer. Working so hard to succeed to prove to you I have what it takes, but now. Developed a grave misconception. Until you recognise what it is, you can't in good conscience approve of your calling. You can't accept this, you wish to remain an adventurer, you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this path. Itchy, 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 very itchy. Alright, I'll think on this. You could have just said you needed a 4-man. Sakes. Sorry you had to see that, despite how it may have appeared. One wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, we know better than any how hard he works. Unless he changes his ways, however, he's likely to die somewhere out there. And even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of my way to be gentle when dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters, instead he obsesses about gaining my approval and compares himself to others. Truth be told, no matter what Nagy wants to do, it's my intent to support him. It's his life after all, no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be that as it may, if he's sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, can't simply stand idly by and watch. Although I am to impose that my brother has found his answer, either I'll be to keep an eye on him. Please take this as a request from me as well. Ever has adventuring been dangerous? It's even more dangerous still for one who spurns help. Like Keepy, I do not wish for Nagy to continue on his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please help him find a better way. Bruh, party hard, dude. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weaver's Guild, but I'll see you again anon. If you'll excuse me. Like I said, off this way, you may find him at Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Pew. Is that so? I'm sorry. Really is something I should be doing alone. Still, nice having someone to talk to. Hint, fucking hint. Like my sister bade me, wondering why I chose to become an when did I level to 81? I must have done something on the summoner by accident. Kiba has looked after me since I was no more than 10, after her parents passed away. She was already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her I heard tales about adventurers who came to admire them. Upon learning the full extent of the impending calamity, she took us to the village in the mountains, where her aunt lived. It's desperate times like these, and people need stories of hope, she used to say, and I believed she had wanted to remain in Gridania and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others. A capable adventurer can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, can't understand what's wrong with that. When in doubt, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It'd be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister, people who aren't adventurers, but familiar with them. Who knew that fits that description? Who fits that description? I don't know. Maybe all these merchants that sell gear to adventurers? The pub full of adventurers? Anyway. I mean, yeah, we're right here. House of Splendors? Place offers quality gear in exchange for services. I better not. Horror stories are rife for people who make the mistake of indebting themselves to the house. Instead, about Miss Momodi, face of the Adventurers Guild. In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once. Why'd you fucking ask me then if you had the answer all along, you wee bastard? Can you hear that? There's like a really loud baby seagull at the back. Squealing away. Yeah, that's cute. Listen, I know seagulls are pests, and especially where I'm from, they're violent pests, right? But I can still find them cute, okay? Anyway, I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then, but now this place feels like a second home. And I come all the time for crumpets. Make them so springy and serve them drowning in butter and honey. Sorry, there isn't time for that. Let's have a chat with Miss Momodi. Momodi. God, that's hard to say. Pleasant Dermot and Nagy, to what the pleasure of both your companies today. I was hoping to get your advice in a certain matter. I forgot Mel McCoy stand with their hands like that. They don't properly close their fists or anything, because they've got claws. Their default's sort of like a cat's paw. Misconception you've developed at being an adventurer. That's an interesting one, I have to admit. Try as I might to figure it out. I keep going around in circles. Thought you might be able to offer some insights. Maybe ask the warrior of light beside you. It's party time, bro. Just a gut feeling. What I reckon your sister's trying to say? I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say. Tell me, Nagi. Suppose you failed to get your sister's approval. Would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would you still become meaningless? Oh! From this here counter, I've indeed seen off many an adventurer, each and every one unique with dreams and destinations all on their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for first embarking on their journey. Dermot, do you mind telling us why you chose the adventure in life? It's a secret. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this! It seemed exciting. I'll just say, 'cause why not? How very like you. Keep that reason close to your heart now, you know. You hear? Here. And you, Nagi, what inspires you to become an adventurer? Simple, really. I heard about adventures from my sister and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need. Isn't that enough? Just to approve or no, you have reason all on your own. Well, as well, I see it now. At some point, my desire to prove myself to Kippy had displaced my own motive for being an adventurer. That's a misconception Kippy wanted to recognise. What a fool I have been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind. It's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things... It shouldn't force you to do the things you wouldn't otherwise do, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough for me today. Said my piece. What to do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for helping me realise this, Miss Mobity. Think nothing of it, my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier to see you happy, doing what you do. Reboard. As a happy potato. Apparently that person likes Dead by Daylight. Really not a fan of Dead by Daylight, but, like, I have to appreciate some of the shit they put in that game. The fucking Xenomorph. Oh, looks so good. Thank you too, Dermot, for coming to me. I think I know what to say to Kavino. Although I am to trouble again, something else I'd like to help with. See, the letters we collected from Limsa Laminsa, one was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. By now, that letter should be on display at the Gold Court. I want to show it to my sister. Be grateful you could help me find it. As we join the minstrelling wanderer. Oh shit, I did not pause, my bad. Fuck it, we're committing. It's a bit. It wasn't an accident. I mean this. I hummed to myself all the time. Wait, that one's not even a joke, I actually do that. Shut up, Brian. Man. Welcome back. Then I hope you were able to find the answer. Yes, I'm happy to say Miss Mobity helped me come to a realization when I go to speak with my sister. Sorry, yawned. I say see. By all means, feel free to butt a letter. Does it have any distinguishing characteristics? It was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it. Searched together. Sure. Does it actually have a chocobo on it? Doesn't look like it. Esteemed adventurer, should you chance read this letter, I pray to find you well. Much time has passed since you helped us rebuild in the wake of a terrible disaster. Still remember you most fondly. Our lives continue to be hard, and every day brings new challenges. Unless we have regained a semblance of what we once had, smiles are beginning to return to faces. Tomorrow will be brighter than today. As we dare to believe now, thanks to you. Should you yourself face hardship, I pray you believe the same. Contents are ringing a bell. This letter wasn't written by an explorer. nor does it bear the drawing of a blue chocobo. No, right. I suppose it'd be that one then, right? Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I wake up to the sound of birdsong and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlight. As I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, it was made to realise how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travellers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus, to write this letter now, in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. Who at all share my desire to make the uncharted charted, and I invite you to seek me out, drowning wench and Limsa. Eagerly do I await your coming. All that's left then is to talk to Kippy. Do you know where she is? Went to the Weaver girl saying she had business. Perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, look at there, thank you. You'll sit down while I put on this voice. For this too, might I trouble you to accompany Naggy? Afterwards, as you tell me how events unfold, I shall wait you by the Ruby Road Exchange. There's a tiny dinosaur pet there. Don't you know? You gotta love these events, because like, none of these kind of places are relatively empty, save for blue mages and people going in and out of the job guilds, but right now I can literally follow the crowd. Here too, must confess I'm feeling rather nervous. I appreciate your presence. Why is my chair moving? Oh god. Hi bud. Come to find me? Apologies for taking so long. Okay, able to find the answer. To begin with, I want you to look at this. And wanting your approval was determined not to rely on others, but part of me dearly wanted to be part of the expedition, below where I dare not set foot alone, so I've decided I will answer the invitation. This means you've given up trying to do everything alone? Wanted to prove to you that I'm capable. I'm no longer a burden, and in my obsession, I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon, lend a helping hand to those I meet. That's what drives me, and I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Mobody and Dermot. Whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring for my own reasons. Is that alright with you? Didn't you just say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. Oh! Remember what you once told me, Naggy? Shortly before the calamity struck. Did you interview adventurers again today? What were they like? What kind of places have they been to? You get sick of hearing adventurers, do you? You never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you? Never ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too. Oh, neck. Fine aspiration as any, but you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like the Tales, perhaps? No, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits. I want to be the free spirit of all. Yes, travel the world, meet lots of people. When I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like. That's actually really nice. For that boy to spurn help for want of my approval, I couldn't bear to see it. And in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amount of hardships. You chose your path because you wanted to be free. Don't let yourself be shackled by expectation. Be it your own or that of others. Instead, take things as they come. As long as you're true to yourself and realize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward. Remember, even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Blinding others won't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another. And that, I believe, in essence, and the beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Dermot? Hero needs friends as much as anyone. No, you expect your rearing to answer explosion position. Taking an airship, yes. In which case, I'll give you these garments. Made these for you. Thinking it was past time you had something better. For me, thank you all. Must thank you too, Dermot. Kind adventurer I admire. I'll keep working hard to be like you. Couldn't ask for a better person to watch over my little brother. Appreciate everything you've done for him, and look forward to meeting you again. Be it for a story or something else. I take my leave of you. Bye, guys. Aren't they just cutie pies? Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I take it all as well with Maggie and Kippy. See, pleased I am to hear that. When we first set out on our journeys, it is usually from the simplest of reasons. Yet as we make our way, those reasons become lost in a haze of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such a time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Maggie shall be fine. I am certain of it. My thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired the new aniversary, the dreams of those who seek new worlds, and the hopes of those who see them off. If this is what I think it is, I'm not reading this out, you can read it yourselves. I dare say Nagi is aboard an airship by now, where that he and Kibi will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do so as well, my friend. If you would lend me an ear, I would dedicate these verses to your future. Where you will go, whom you will meet, what you will see. There is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet come with me, I bid you never forget this. The bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind. They shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I shall be praying for your happiness. What was this about a minigame? Minigame. Minigame. I like minigame. I like to game. Game that's good. Game. Gameplay of game. Game goodness game. Game. Well, that'll do it for this one. Cheers for watching. I do like these Rising events, they're quite touching. The wee message from Yoshi P that you always get is good as well. I'm sure hundreds of people have already done this, but I just wanted to do it as well, because why not? Fucking free to do so, after all. My YouTube channel, okay, well, what, okay. And I am incredibly privileged to be able to do so. But, as with all things, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.